evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Mitchell Ringos. The Thunder Bay Police Service are conducting a sudden death investigation following the discovery of a body on the city's south side. Thunder Bay police officers were dispatched to an area near Duncan and Dock Streets just after 2:20 p.m. today after a 911 call reported the finding of a deceased adult male. Police are still holding the scene and are asking the public to avoid the area. We will keep you updated when more information becomes available. The first construction phase at the Centennial Botanical Conservatory is moving along well, with the work currently on schedule. The $4.8 million project includes the replacement of the greenhouses and construction of an annex addition to the conservatory. Good progress has already been made in putting up the steel structure for the new annex. Meanwhile, the old greenhouses are already being taken down and foundation work is almost done for the new one. Parks and Open Spaces manager Corey Halverson says once completed, the new greenhouse will have a number of environmental improvements.
Recirculation of rainwater and water that's being used inside of the building as well. So it's going to have all automated control systems and all new glazing that is more energy efficient as well. It's also going to include LED grow lighting system so that we'll have the ability to grow at different times of the year that maybe we didn't before.
The structure for the new greenhouse should begin going up in late September. And it's going to be a calm few weeks for some elected officials who will be continuing to lead their communities as a result of acclamations where nobody sought to challenge them. But as Adam Riley reports, doesn't mean they get to sit back and watch the campaign from afar.
For the fourth time now, Marathon's Rick Dumas has been acclaimed to the role of mayor, joking that it's a relief to not have to go through all the challenges of a campaign and considers this record something to personally be proud of.
So it's pretty cool that the community really supports you and that nobody really is challenging me on my job. You know, they figure I'm doing a good enough job to bring council as a team to benefit the community.
Dumas isn't the only mayor in the Northwest who was acclaimed this year. Rainy River's Deb Ewald, Sioux Lookout's Doug Lawrence, and Shunia's Wendy Landry all face no opposition to their leadership, but there will be races for council in all of those communities. Dumas says he doesn't plan to stay on the sidelines and plans to participate.
There's going to be 8 members in our community that are running for 4 seats, so there will be a nice little canvas night and you know, question and answer period for residents. So as always, encourage residents to get out, and I'm here for them to support them because at the end of the day, they will be the new team, and if it's the returning councillors or new councillors, whatever that council will look like, it's going to be my team to work with for the next 4 years.
Meanwhile, in Dorian, there was no need for an election as all 5 seats on council, one for Reeve and the others for councillors, were all acclaimed. Clerk-Treasurer Mavis Harris says she isn't surprised by that turn of events.
That's common for here. Yeah, we haven't had to have an election here for quite a few years. We've acclaimed for at least the last 2, so that would be 8 years.
As a result of not having an election, it's also acting as a cost-saving measure for the township. Harris says on average the cost to run an election for Dorian is around $2,000 and requires the township to hire extra staff and print ballots. But despite the need to not have an election, council there is in lame duck mode, as 2 of the 4 councillors have opted to not return for the next term.
Council is restricted there's 4 areas that they are restricted: hiring and firing of staff, the sale of real property that belongs to the municipality, and you know, any expenditures with regards to that with a value over $50,000.
Like Dumas, Harris says she's looking forward to working with the new councillors and getting them up to speed with municipal policies and procedures. Adam Riley, TBT News.
Thunder Bay Superior North MPP Lise Vaugeois challenged the Ford government at Queen's Park this past week about the conditions seen in the long-term care homes. Vaugeois says the pandemic revealed issues specifically in privatized homes, which she believes have not been addressed by the PC government.
Contacted by a PSW, I will name Susan, who told me she is often the only staff member looking after residents. No nurses, no other PSWs, no cleaners, no one on the front desk screening visitors, and not even paper towels at the hand washing stations. Can the Premier tell me why After learning of the dreadful conditions in for-profit homes during COVID, it has not shut down homes that do not meet even the most basic standard of care.
They want me to shut down hundreds of homes across the province of Ontario, Mr. Speaker, putting hundreds of people who rely on those homes, who are making a life for themselves in a home. They want me to put them out on the street because that is what the NDP is all about, right? I don't care if it's for-profit, private, or municipal. As long as they're meeting the standards that this government has set, then I don't care who does the service.
Officials with SCO Day are celebrating the agency's 25th anniversary in Thunder Bay. An event was held on Friday to bring recognition to all their efforts over the years and commemorate the educational and cultural programs they offer to children and families through their Aboriginal Head Start program. Riley McManus was there and has the details.
SCO Day was first developed in 1997 with a mission to support children, youth, their families, and caregivers on their life journey by providing a healthy environment and experiences which reflect cultural values and help ignite the spirit within. Executive Director Marilyn Junala explains why they wanted to hold this celebration.
It's important for us because we're celebrating 25 years of providing education, Indigenous culture and traditions that we've been able to teach the children for the past 25 years. Some of these children are now youth, are now entering university or college, and that's a celebration for us. We've started their journey of learning.
The name SCO Day means fire, and that is very fitting as they see the spirit and fire in every child. They believe children are honored gifts from the Creator. Elder Jerry Martin, who is a healer, provided an opening blessing for the day. He speaks about some of his roles within the program and the importance of the young children of the world.
I'm a pipe carrier, and I carry pipe for children and for moms that are carrying babies. And we have to believe in ourselves and our young people. They're our investment for our future. Everybody has value.
The afternoon continued with guest speakers and supporters, a barbecue and cake cutting. The children were entertained by the jungle gym and a coloring and bead workstation. That's where we caught up with Joey Bruno, where he told us his favorite part of the day.
Over there.
Over there? And what's over there?
Coloring station.
The afternoon started to wrap up with Elder Jimmy Miscard, who emceed the mini powwow, which featured the Thunder Mountain singers and drummers and the jingle dress dancers. Parents were encouraged to dance with their children and join in the fun. Riley McManus, TVT News.
The City of Thunder Bay has begun work on a new scenic overlook, which will serve as the temporary north terminus for the future waterfront recreational trail. The site is at the north end of Marina Park Drive near the Richardson Grain Terminal. Concrete pad and other site work will be completed by this fall, and next year the city will plant vegetation and install artwork including Indigenous interpretations of the Sleeping Giant, Pie Island, and Mount McKay, which are all visible from the overlook area. The price tag for the project is estimated at between $100,000 and $150,000. City Parks planner Werner Schwarr says the overlook site will give people a destination to go to as they walk, jog, or bicycle along that section of the waterfront. After 2 years of drive-through only, the local favorite Rib Fest was back to an in-person format and took over the CLE grounds this weekend for a very successful event. The barbecue extravaganza could be smelt from blocks away, but was coming from the CLE grounds as for the first time since the pandemic, Rib Fest was back in person. The event featured the classic rib vendors along with some other fan favorites, live music, and even a train ride. RibFest co-chair Daniel Trevisanuto says everyone had a blast this weekend and that everything went off without a hitch as the venue space was perfect, and says they will look at having RibFest at the CLE grounds again in the future.
I think we are here to stay for a little while. Like I said, it's a great venue. It's very easy for everyone to get to, and it's a huge parking lot. So it's very easy to find a spot, come on down, get your ribs, and either come enjoy them in one of the picnic tables we've got here or take it to go.
And RibFest is a huge fundraiser for Our Kids Count. which is a community development organization that works with individuals and families to promote the health and development of all children and youth who are overburdened and in financial need. As Executive Director Jackie Knuff says they are hoping to raise $70,000 from this year's event, and says everyone involved had a blast.
It's been amazing. Like, our kids count as a big family, and coming out to RibFest feels like a big family. You know, kids and dogs and grandparents and everybody's coming out, and we have so many volunteers and sponsors, and it just feels so much better to be back in person. So we're so happy that we can do this again, and yeah, to see everybody come out.
In past years, RibFest has drawn close to 30,000 visitors. Travis Sanudo did not have the totals today, but believes those numbers were topped this weekend, and gave his thoughts on the event as a whole and a look ahead for next year.
Being back in person, it's been a really good experience for our whole team. Taking notes, listening to people, getting the feedback, and really making sure when we come back next year, we're always growing, always getting better, and to present the best event that we can to the public.
And we're now joined by sports anchor Vasilios Bellos. Now, we move to a local who is from Thunder Bay, a local diver, Molly Carlson, as she has been really pushing the limits in diving. Yet another podium spot.
She's crushing it on the world stage, making the region, Thunder Bay proud. We're going to have the full story after the break.